Hello everybody, this is Albert with Green Tea House. I hope you're doing well today. Today we're going to start the series on the particular teas that we will be selling at Green Tea House. And I thought the first one should be gunpowder tea. Now before we begin, I would highly recommend that you check out our back catalog of videos. I'll put some banners here. In particular, the What Is series of episodes that we have here. So I'll definitely put in the banner for What Is Green Tea. So gunpowder tea is a classic Chinese green tea. It's been around for at least 1,400 years. So let's focus on gunpowder green. So it's a green tea. So what does that mean that it's green tea? So we talked about in What Is Green Tea, the general What Is Green Tea, that most green teas are going to come from China or Japan. And the fundamental difference, and yes, other regions grow, but fundamentally it's China or Japan. The main difference on how their green teas are made is how they kill green it. So in both cases, they are plucked and they are withered to a certain extent, but not a lot. And then they're kill green to stop the oxidation process. And how they're kill green in China is typically by pan frying or by baking it. And in Japan, they steam it to kill green it. After they do that, then they're going to roll it up, and then they're going to dry it to under 5%. Both countries will do that. So with gunpowder, the reason it's gunpowder is called that for a couple of reasons. There's no true origin of it. Some people believe it's because of the shape of it, that this was something that the British called, because of course the British were very involved in China during the 19th century, during the time where they drugged up the continent with opium to get territorial concessions and whatnot, and to steal the tea plant and bring it to India. But either way, it's very hard to do it justice here, so I'll put a picture of it. So what they do is when they roll it, after they kill green it, they try to roll it into small little curls. Now these are very similar to the kind of curls that you will see in oolongs as well, because oolongs are also known to curl them up as well. But one of the derivations of gunpowder is that they roll them up to look like a pellet, like the old gunpowder pellets that we use shoot with muskets and whatnot. And the tighter the roll, the higher quality it is. So typically the highest quality would be pinhead. Pinhead gunpowder green tea is considered the best because it's really rolled, meaning that it takes really good craftsmanship. Nowadays, most of the rolling is done by machines and it's not done by hand, but either way, typically pinhead would be considered the best. Now, the Zhejiang province of China is typically kind of the region that grows gunpowder green. It's right across, a little to the north of Taiwan. That's the region that grows gunpowder green. The other derivation for gunpowder is that it's very similar to the Chinese word for the tea. And I'm not going to try to pronounce or transliterate the Chinese word, but it's like gunpowder chain. So that's my bad attempt at Chinese. So that's another reason why it might be called that. Now, gunpowder green tea, like other green teas, should be steeped. Again, the Chinese, and I talked about this on the episode, at what temperature should you steep your leaves? The Chinese are really not putting thermometers in their yixings or whatever pot that they're drinking from. They're not doing that. They don't really kind of do the science. But optimal is probably going to be between 160 and 175 when you should steep it. Anything too hot, and we talk about this at getting your tea at coffee shops. Like if you do 200 or something like that, it's just going to make the tea be too bitter, and it's going to burn out a lot of the great qualities and tastes and smells of the tea. So you should be doing it 160 to 175. And as we talked about in the episode, how long should you steep your tea? Ultimately, that's up to you. I believe in doing sessions. So I do 3 minutes of steepage. And when you have high quality tea, you can re-steep multiple times, or we call them sessions. So I have one session, which means typically doing 3 different steepings at about 3 minutes. The last one I might do 5 minutes because it's my last one. I'm just going to milk out as much as I can out of it. So that's gunpowder green tea. So what do you need to remember about it? Rolled up into little balls. It's a green tea, and it's a classic Chinese tea. And because it's pan fried, I would say the aroma, as we describe it on the website, is kind of like one of the biggest compliments you can give a tea master in China for green teas is that it kind of has like a roast nut, like a chestnut roasty taste. And I would say like it's definitely, when you juxtapose it to a Dragon Well, which we'll have a future episode on, which is another Chinese green tea, does taste differently because it's a different cultivar of green tea. And if you compare it to Japanese steamed green tea, it's a very different taste. But guys, post in the comments. Again, Gunpowder Green Tea, we offer this, so go check it out at the website. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.